You're the one guy, I think, and every talent that I brought it up to has agreed on camera, so you can go see it, that is owed so much more.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something bad.
No, than you got. Because think of how many promo reels for ECW are your spots. Those guys all went on to work the majors, full careers. Where's Sabu's due? And I've asked that to a lot of guys, and they say the same thing. Where is his due? Did you get your due for what you contributed, specifically to that company?
Financial due? No, but proud of myself, kind of, financial, no.
And not just financial, how about opportunity?
It opened a lot of doors for me. I got to, show off in front of a different crowd and a bigger crowd,
But since then, since ECW changed wrestling. The WWE's Attitude Era, the Scratch logo, Steve Austin, that's all an offshoot of what you guys did.
Right.
And you didn't get the payoff. I don't mean the financial, I mean you didn't get to go stay in WWE for Rob Van Dam, we could go on down the list.
That's my fault I didn't stay there, is because I didn't really want to be there. I just was there for the money. I wasn't there for to be proud of myself. I was actually embarrassed of myself for going.
Because you saw it as a sellout?
Yeah, it's a sellout, and I let an asshole try to change me, and I try to go along with it, sort of. And I was totally against it, but I still try to go along with it. And so I was a little ashamed of that. I allowed myself to do that.
What did they want you to do?
Well, Vince wanted me to be a likable baby face and to talk and all that. And I sort of was saying, well, if I could do it and not shit my pants before I do it, maybe. But then I couldn't do it without I couldn't feel what they wanted me to be or say, so I didn't really try. And so I was glad they let me go. It was kind of a let go, quit, mutual fuck off thing.
They wanted you to do promos and babyface promos.
To be a typical babyface, and that's exactly what I'm not, and that's exactly what I was brought up not to be, was be typical. Right. If I become typical, maybe I could make more money, but I wouldn't be proud of myself.
Could they have put you with someone, maybe? Is that something you could have requested?
What's that again?
Could they have put you with someone who functioned more as a mouthpiece for you?
Well, I asked for that, and they said no, so that was someone else's gimmick. And I go, I was doing that gimmick before he was born, and so was my uncle. and I know, as a rule, a wrestler should talk, but there are a few exceptions. I thought I earned the exception, but not to them, I guess.
Right. Yeah. From a physical standpoint, how broken down are you?
I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. I'm all right.
I don't think I've seen anyone take as much punishment as you. Maybe Mick Foley's up there in the same echelon, but what are the repercussions of that? What are your mornings like?
Yeah, some days are bad and some days are not so bad, but I'm not that bad. Not as bad as I thought I would be, but I still sometimes feel sorry for myself because I'm in a lot of pain.
You know what all the guys say about you too?
What's that?
Sabu will die in the ring if he has his way.
No.
You will do this until you're 75.
I think that's the most honorable way to die. For a wrestler or whatever you play, is to die on the field. Not necessarily I want to die in the ring, but if it was to happen, what a way to go. Like Misawa, a Japanese guy, broke his neck in the ring and died right there in the ring. What a way to go, other than he was young, but what a way to go. Fuck, you ended it right in the ring. That's great.
But they say that you love the business more than anybody they know, and you'll never let a doctor tell you that it's time to stop or...
I don't know. I can't. I won't let someone tell me to stop. I have to tell myself. A few times I thought I told myself, but I was wrong. I recovered.
A few times you wanted to get out. You mean.
Yeah.
How long is too long at the dance? Will you know? You'll never know when it's time to get out.
Because I've been a little too long at the dance myself.
You feel now you've been too long at the dance.
Yeah. But I still got a little bit to offer. Not as much as I did years ago, but I think I still got some new leaves to turn.
But in your quiet moments, in your private moments, you say to yourself, I got to wrap this up.
Yeah, because it just takes I got to muster up too much energy, muster up, thinking about certain things, and when I don't want to, I have to like try harder at it than I did before. Before, it wasn't that easy, but it was a lot easier than it was now.
Right.
It was easier to do shit,
Right. Are you at least
I
now?
didn't have to think twice if I could do it today. I always knew I could do it today until recently. I kind of questioned some of the stuff.
So you just naturally, you'll scale back on what you're doing.
Yeah.
You'll tell a promoter, no more.
No. Promoters don't really tell me to do anything.
Okay.
It's all pretty much up to me. If they give me a high spot or a suggestion, I kind of go, okay, then I'll forget it on purpose. I'll tell them I forgot it because I just don't like to be told what to do,
right.
just because I'm an asshole. Now, if you didn't tell me that spot, I probably would have did it.
But like tables and all that stuff, you still?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The only time I don't use a table or chair is when they hide it from me.
As a kid, were you like a daredevil? Did you do like jackass kind of stunts, jumping off shit?
Kind of, but not like jackass, but it was jackass in the day, I guess. But
that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Like what, jumping out of trees and shit?
Jumping ramps on a bike, or swinging on a tree and the rope breaking, or climbing trees and falling out of them, or falling out of them on purpose.
How much money has been spent on injuries and hospitals and
doctors? Not that much, because most of the time I pretty much fix myself.
Right, the old tape around the jaw, a little crazy glue on the cut, and we're good, huh?
So that wasn't that expensive.
Sabu's emergency room.
Right. Well, I tell people that I'm like one step below a doctor, but only a doctor for myself. I can't fix nobody else.
Medical insurance?
I have it. I
Okay.
just don't call on it very much. Last time I went to the hospital, it was like 6 hours just to get a damn x-ray, and I'd rather just...
How hard is it for a professional, not just how hard is it for you to get health insurance?
It was difficult
Because of
for
what
a
you
few
do.
years, but I got it now, so that's cool.
Okay. Any regrets for the way you've worked in the past?
Yes and no. I wish I would have made more money, but then when I started, and even now, I'm not in it for the money. Even I was explaining something the other day. They go, you don't have a lot of money, and I go, who's thinking about money? I'm thinking about doing this thing, doing my thing. Who's thinking about money?
Any regrets about the way you worked? You still could have been a professional wrestler and not gone off the top rope into the crowd.
Yeah, I could have, but I wouldn't have been unique, I think, and I wouldn't have been, proud of myself. So I'm proud of myself because I came up with some shit, and no one else done it, and other people are copying. At first they say, "Man, fucking guys are copying me." Now I'm saying, "Ha, they're copying me, but they're not very good at it, but they're copying me." I influenced them.
Right.
They still suck though.